Good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We want to talk about a new program that's about to be wheeled out at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. Really great idea and really a change in policy at the airport. If you were a child, if you were my age, you remember as a kid, pre 9/11, you used to walk with your family member or loved one, and you'd get to go right to the gate and watch them take off, and then you'd leave, or vice versa. When you were there to pick them up, you'd head down to the gate, watch them land, and their plane would come through. They are going to bring that back in a sense. It's going to be called the Hopkins Hangout Pass. And to tell us all about how this works, we're going to bring in Megan O'Connell. She's the Assistant Director of Marketing Communications and Guest Experience. Megan, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, this is a really interesting change. This idea that, boy, if you were going to drop somebody off at the airport, you were either going to get that 30-second hug right there on the curb or maybe just inside at the ticketing, but that was as far as you could go. You're telling us this is now going to change. How will this work?
Yeah, it is absolutely going to change. We are thrilled to be able to meet a real community need with this program. Many travelers, particularly the elderly, individuals with disabilities, and unaccompanied minors, they need extra assistance getting to the gate or connecting after arrival. So families and caregivers often, as you mentioned, want to meet loved ones right at the gate for emotional support, language assistance, or other medical reasons, which they can now have the opportunity to do with the Hopkins Hangout Pass. So what'll happen is when you know that you have a loved one you want to support, whether it's on an outbound flight or on an inbound domestic flight, 1 to 7 days in advance, you can go to clevelandairport.com and apply for a Hopkins Hangout Pass. Once you get approved at midnight the day before you are planning to come in, you will receive a digital pass on your phone with a QR code, and you will come to the airport, and you can go on either the north or south checkpoint between the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. You will show your QR code, you will show your ID, and an important reminder, it does need to be a real ID or other acceptable form of identification, such as a passport. You will go through security, you'll be screened just like every other traveler, and then you will be able to be there with your friend or loved one.
Because I'm sure there are people who are saying, "Oh, this doesn't sound safe." No, you still have to go through security. It's not like somebody's going to be able to take something through security and pass it off. It's all the same safety precautions.
Absolutely. You're going to use the same technology that someone would use when they buy a ticket to fly somewhere, and you're going to be screened at the checkpoints in the exact same manner as you would be if you were flying. And I also want to address what could be a potential concern about checkpoint congestion, knowing how busy we are, especially in the mornings. We are limiting this to 100 passes a day, especially up front while the program launches. And again, from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. This will not overwhelm our checkpoints. TSA is on board and prepared for this. And right now, we won't offer it between the hours of 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. because that is a heavier congestion time for us. But there is a possibility to expand in the future. But right now, we want this to be a positive experience for everybody. So we're going to limit it to 100 people a day.
And so you may want to take that into consideration if maybe you have a child that's going to fly by themselves. Maybe not book that 6 a.m. flight. You may want to kind of hit that window between 10 a.m. To 7 p.m. and try and find that. Is there a reason behind this change? Is it that our security checkpoints have become so good? And it's been a while, obviously, since 9/11. We've come quite a few years since then. Why the sudden need for change?
Absolutely. So here at CLE, we are a passenger first airport. You can ask anyone who works here, no matter who they work for. You often will come in the morning, you see loved ones hugging their family members, right? They're standing there watching them go through the checkpoint. And that definitely tugs at your heartstrings a little bit, right? We want to support the community and make sure that they are able to be there for their loved ones. And like we said, see them off on their flight or wait for them on an inbound aircraft. You have military members, right? A lot of times they want to meet them when they're coming back into town. Whatever the need might be, we want to be here for the community and ensure that we're supporting them. This is a growing movement in airports across the country. There are many, many small, medium, large size airports that are launching programs like this. So while it's slightly newer in the last few years, quite a few airports are doing this. It's a well-known program. And I think that's a great thing because it will start to resonate with people across the country. So knowing that, my family members in California or Pennsylvania or another state know about their program, hopefully that'll help people recognize that we have a program here that can help them.
And last question, we're talking with Megan O'Connell, the Assistant Director of Marketing Communications and Guest Experience. Megan, when does this kick in? Is it all ready to go? And again, just to reiterate, where do people go to do this, to get this pass?
Yep, so they're going to visit clevelandairport.com. They're going to go under the airport section and click Hopkins Hangout Pass. You'll be able to start applying on August 6th, and the first passes will be accepted on Monday, August 11th.
Very cool. Anything else you want to add, Megan?
I would just, again, recommend that if you are interested in this program, reach out to us through our website, send us an email. We're happy to answer any questions about it. As you mentioned, I know this is new for our community and for some airports in general. So we're here and we want to make sure that people feel comfortable and are aware of this really exciting amenity.
That's great. And I was just thinking about as you said, maybe you have a military family member that's arriving back. The baggage claim, not the greatest, most romantic area to give that hug or that kiss when they get back. So being able to meet them right when they get off that gate, everybody's got that anticipation of wanting to see that family member again. What a great opportunity. Megan O'Connell with the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. We certainly appreciate the time today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, take care. That's going to wrap it up. We heard about this new program. The press release just went out this morning, and so we wanted to make sure that we got you all the information on how it's going to work and when it's going to start, and it will start in the first part of August. So get ready for that. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be here on our digital platforms. Our 11 o'clock news is just about 9 minutes away on Cleveland's 43. Then, of course, our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRosa with 19. Have a great day. All right, Megan, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.